right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's open forum. Today we have a very special guest for you guys as advertised. We talked about um, inspection items that affect your insurance rates. So I wanted to introduce you guys to Cesar Costa. Cesar, thank you for coming. He's with Housemaster. Cesar, thank you.
Thank you so much for the invite. Amazing to be here with Florida Realty Investments. It's an amazing company. I have an amazing team. And today I want to give you some ideas on what can affect your deal at the insurance point of view. So I'm going to spend most of the time on going over 4 points and how you can get your deal approved. I think the 4 point is important for the sellers, important for the buyers, is for everyone. Because without insurance, you cannot close the deal. So let's get these deals closed. So just a quick introduction about myself. And before I get started, I opened here the chat. I don't know if you can see. I sent you good morning. I'm going to type good morning again. If you want to make any comment while I present, you can type here. I can read the chat and get your comments, or you can just open the speaker and talk at any time. That's fine. We can have this interactive. Quick introduction about myself. I'm strong in education. I'm part of FAR faculty, and I'm also course provider. I have written 6 CE classes, and I teach those classes via Zoom. I'm going to share the link with you later, guys, and you can jump into my classes and have 2 or 3 hours. And those hours count towards your license renewal requirements for continuing education. In addition to being a home inspector, I'm a pest control guy, so I do termite inspections. I'm a mold assessor. We do mold inspections as well. I do commercial. I'm a thermographer level 2, so much more. I can help you in several different fronts. I have a book that I have written about home inspections, is available on Amazon. All right, so those are the CE classes. If you want to scan this QR code with your phone, you can get my link tree, and one of the links are the enrollment for the classes. They are free for you guys, and you can do via Zoom in your pajamas, which is amazing. All right, so I just have one question before I jump into the 4 point. So everybody's in the same page concerning the home inspection. And the question that I have for you is, why a home inspection? When you meet a customer and say, we have 5, 7, 10 days for your home inspections, you need to do a home inspection because of, what do you tell them? Let me just make sure we're on the same page here in terms of setting up the right expectations for the home inspections, what the home inspection is for. You can speak to the mic, you can type.
To find any deficiencies on the home.
To find deficiencies on the home, okay. What else?
To shop for better rates, insurance rates.
To shop about better rates, okay.
Save on insurance.
Save on insurance. So we have 2 inspections, right? You have the insurance inspections, and we have the property, the standard home inspection. I'm starting with the home inspection, and then I'm going to move into the 4 point in wind mitigation inspections. So Mike typed here, so you know what you're buying. I love that statement. You know what you're buying, okay? And Daryl, because I'm not a professional inspector, that's perfect there. You don't know about construction. You know about real estate transactions and helping your customers to find and close the deal, but inspection is another profession. That's very good ones. So I love all those statements. Just be careful, because a home inspection, I see some people say, well, do a home inspection so you don't have any issues with the house. I see some people that say, do a home inspection so you can negotiate a discount. And so much more other statements. And those are not true. Don't tell them, do an inspection so you don't have any issues, because I promise you, they're going to have issues. As soon as they move to the new home, their dishwasher are going to break, right? Something is going to get clogged. You're going to have a storm, and a new leak is going to show up. So a home inspection is not a guarantee that they will not have any issues, and issues will rise. So just be very careful on how you set up the expectations for home inspections. Don't say, use a home inspection so you're going to be able to negotiate discounts. because they might not be able to negotiate those discounts. We don't know what the seller is going to do. And even at the home inspection, the scope is limited. We catch a lot of things, but we don't catch everything. So just be careful. So what is the right way to present a home inspection? Do a home inspection so you have a professional assessment of the conditions of the property, and you can make an informed decision. That's it. What's a home inspection? Is a professional that is going to give his opinion. It's my opinion, might be different from somebody else. It's my opinion about the condition of the major elements and major installed systems. It's not everything, it's not comprehensive, it's not perfect, but gives them a good idea what are the conditions of the house. And remember, if they decide not to do a home inspection, have them to sign that waiver that you have on Form Simplicity, that they will be responsible for the evaluation of the conditions of the property, because you don't want to get this liability. There are several cases in court where buyer sued the realtor and they won. And the reason behind was the judge said, well, we are selling a home. How come you didn't know that the roof is end of life? You cannot get insurance. You have a major structural issue. You didn't help your customer to find those things. Is called reasonable diligence requirement. So there is always a liability in a transaction, and you always want to have a home inspection. If they refuse, have them to sign that form. All right, so let's, I have so much to talk about home inspections, mold and termites. I have several classes you can join. If you want me to come here back in a couple of months to give additional information, I can as well. But today we're going to focus on the 4-point. So what is a 4-point? Can anyone tell me what is a 4-point? Anyone? Just let me listen to a few people. What is a 4-point?
An inspection on the plumbing, roofing, electrical, and AC.
Perfect. Maybe you got that correctly. Those are the 4 elements. And why we do this inspection? What is that for? What it does for the buyer or for the seller or for the transaction? What is a 4.4?
For the insurance company.
For the insurance company. And how the insurance companies use that information, what they do with that.
Check on the life of these items to see how much more life these items have. If there are cloth aluminum wires in the electrical panel, if there's a hazard, if that roof is coming to the end of life, things like that.
Yes, perfect. What else? Frederick, he's typing here for certain loans like VA. Well, 4 points is for all loans. VA and FHA, they're more, they have additional requirements, but for the 4 points for everything. What else? What insurance do with that information? We got the 4 elements, we found deficiencies, the overall conditions, and what do they do?
They're going to use it to determine their premium for the insurance, right?
I mean, it's almost there. It can affect a little bit the premium, but the whole idea of the 4 points is for the insurance companies to find if there is pre-existing conditions, and that is going to trigger the approval of the deal. It can affect, for example, if you have polybutylene pipes or the roofs are too old, can affect pricing. I agree. Also, the wind mitigation has more influence on the price because they're going to see all the ages and permits and the protections against hurricane. But the major idea, the whole idea here, the 4 point, is to identify pre-existing conditions. So if the insurance is going to give you a policy for fire, for hurricane, for water damage, they want to make sure that you don't have a fire hazard, that you don't have leaks, and then your house can, it's functional right now. Because if you already have deficiencies, how come you're going to get an insurance if you already have deficiencies? It's the same thing when you're trying to get a health plan and you have cancer. They're not going to give you a policy. You're already sick. It's a pre-existing condition. Right? So you can have a health policy and develop cancer later, and then they would cover you, but you cannot have a policy after you're sick. And 4 points, the same thing. They want to see if you don't have pre-existing conditions. So that's a requirement, and your deal will not approve if we have pre-existing conditions. So that's clear, right? So 4 points is only valid for 1 year. And after 1 year, if you need to renew insurance or change carriers, let's say if a homeowner, they were going to request a new 4 points to see if you don't have new conditions. So it's a short-lived. So 4 points used to be required for anything before 1994. They changed it for 2012. So all properties 2012 and before, you need to present 4 points. But now what we have been seeing is that they are requesting 4 points for anything. Even condos, they use them to request for condos. I see insurance companies requesting for condos, requesting for new properties. They're requesting for everything. They want to see what are the conditions of the property. They don't care about what was the guidance from citizens. So that's becoming very common. So now what we are doing is every time that we have a home inspection, we tell the buyer, probably the insurance is going to request 4 point wind mitigation, and we do WGO as well. So have a package here, 3-in-1, 4 point wind meet, WGO, $200. Just do it. So you take this out of the way. And most people just bundle with the inspection, those 3 additional inspections. So let's dive into 4 point. So the first confusion that I have, it's some people confuse 4 points with a home inspection. They're different. The 4 points for the insurance. If you've seen this slide before, it's a form. You see, it's a form with a lot of check boxes. You have all those check boxes. It's check boxes. It's not information for the buyer to understand. It's for the insurance. It's a lot of check boxes. And it's not an evaluation. It's just confirmation on what we see. The interpretation and approval is going to be from the underwriter. So let's have this in mind. 4 points is not for the buyer. It's for the insurance. So for example, if I do a 4 points on plumbing, for example, what insurance companies want to know? Is that leaking, yes or no? What is the materials used, like PVC, and when that was installed? So 4 point, no leaks, PVC 96. Boom, that's it. That's what they want to know. Now, if I'm doing an inspection, I'm going to open the water, wait a little bit to fill the sink. Then I'm going to test the drain. I'm going to check out, oh, we have accordion pipe. The drainage is low. Maybe accordion pipe is clogged. Oh, there is a stain here in the sink. Oh, they had a leak before. A stain in the sink is not a good idea. Maybe the water got behind. You don't want to have mold in where you store your, toothbrush. Accordion pipe is never a good idea because they tend to clog. You might want to replace that accordion pipe and check it out. What is behind the cabinet? Oh, hot and cold is reversed. Oh, the flow is a little low. You might change the radiator for the faucet. That's a whole evaluation of the functionality and performance of the items, so they know the conditions of the house. That's an inspection. It's different. It's much more information. You cannot replace a home inspection with a 4 point, right? The 4 point is an additional form that goes to the insurance. I just want to be very clear because some people call here the office and say, I'm buying a house, I need a 4 point. I said, no, you're buying a house, I need a home inspection, and I can add a 4 point. And even several times now instructed my assistants, I have 2 assistants here, to reject service. I'm not doing 4 point only. If you're buying a house and they say, I want a 4 point only, I said, no, find another company. Because then they call me and say, oh, I bought a house, I have this issue. I say, well, it's not for you. 4 points for the insurance. And I want to do what is right for the buyer. I prefer to lose a customer that do a wrong service, And I'm saying, I tell everybody, my company is not for everybody. It's only for people that want to, it's a serious agent that want to do the right thing, have high standards of ethics, and I want to do the right service. I'll never do something that I don't believe that is correct. Okay, so 4 point, we have four items: roof, plumbing, electrical, and AC. Very quickly here, I'm going to go through the 4 ones. Roof needs to have 5 years, not leaking. Plumbing, not leaking. Appliances connecting to plumbing, not leaking. They don't like polybutylene pipes. Electrical needs to be safe. No double tapping, no rusting, no panels under recall. Needs to be safe installation, no fire hazard. And AC is the least important one of the 4 points. It basically needs to be working, but not a big deal. Most important ones, roof, plumbing, electrical. So let's start. I'm going to spend 5 minutes here on the roof. So roof, 5 years, no leaks. That's very important. If I see a roof like this, does it look good to you? It does. Everything is in place. No signs of past repairs. I didn't see any leaks. I'll give 5 years. A lot of inspectors out there, but I mean a lot. My competition, they go there. I don't know how they were trained, how they get their 4-point add-ons in their license. They go there and said, well, yeah, I give 3 years. Oh, I give 2 years. I give 4 years. Guys, this doesn't work. It's either 5 or 0. You need to make a decision here. Is that going to pass or no pass? And people give, oh, I give 3 years. Few companies accept 3 years. Most are 5. So giving less than 5 doesn't help the deal. It's either 5 or nothing. If the roof has missing, broken shingles, excessive wear and tear, it's going to be 0, right? This is another example. End of life has passed 20, 25, 30 years. No, there's not functional, rusted nails. That's examples where they will not get 5 years. Flat roof full of blisters, alligating, excessive granular loss, that's going to be gone. So leaks. While we do the 4-point, usually we're doing inspection as well. If you go in the attic, when you find a roof leak or signs of a roof leak, they need to fix the leak, right? Sometimes it's on the roof deck, close to the trusses. Roofs cannot be leaking. That's considered pre-existing conditions. So have a leak, have a roofer to fix, we re-inspect, and you can submit to the insurance. My suggestion is always, if there is a deficiency on the roof, like a roof leak, don't send to the insurance. Why are you going to tell them that you have something that will not pass? Don't send to the insurance, because then they pay more attention on the forms. And that happens with us all the time because people send deficient 4 points for the insurance companies. And when we update, they make our life hell. Oh, you need to sign all the pages. Oh, you need to put the date on the pages. You need to put the license number below the signature. And that's so much trouble because we need to print. We do everything electronic, but the inspectors need to come to the office, print, color, sign, scan. It's so much work. It's so much easier when we can just produce a clean report. So don't send to the insurance if you have deficiencies to see if they're going to approve. They will not. Roofs cannot be leaking. The second thing is cracked tiles. Fixing a cracked tile is so easy. I have a video on YouTube. I fixed my own roof cracked tiles and I recorded to show how easy it is. You buy it at Home Depot. A cement, you can cement back. It's very simple. If it's broken, you need to replace. But will not pass cracked tiles. Even something very simple like this will not pass. If you have cracked tiles, just fix it.
Do you walk the tile roof, or
Yeah.
how do you walk
We
it?
walk the tile roofs. We test for loose tiles. We test for loose ridge caps because we're going to give good information. If it's raining too much or it's too steep that we can't walk, then we don't. But if it's safe, we do. There is a safe way to walk on the tiles. That is stepping on the overlap of the two faces on the bottom, getting 2 tiles with the feet 90 degrees. There is a whole technique to walk on the tiles that will not break any tiles. It's very safe. Roofers do this all the time. We know how to do it. But for the 4-point, the most of the pictures that we send is taken from the drone, because from the drone I can take further away and it's just easier for them to see. So we do both. We walk and they use a drone. But for example, on this picture here that was taken from the drone, do you think it's going to pass? Insurance is going to see this picture, right? We took an overall. Do you think it's going to pass? Well, take a look here. You see this broken tile here? You see another one 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 here? They will see. They will see all those pictures, all those cracked tiles, right? They will see. So it's tough. They will say, well, fix the cracked tiles. This one, for example, we sent to the insurance and said, well, the roof is fine. And I said, well, there's too much repairs. I said, well, yeah, there's too much repairs, but it's fine. It's not leaking. It's fixed. So they send their own guy to do the inspection. And when their own guy goes, they can say yes or no. So sometimes they approve, sometimes they don't. So what I'm trying to say is we give our assessment. It's if they have deficiencies or don't have deficiencies, if it's satisfactory or not satisfactory. But even if we send our opinion, they might decide to go on their own and they can say no. Like this one, we said that it was okay, but they saw the picture with a lot of repairs and strong degradation here on the left side. They might say no. So I'm gonna say this a couple of times. Even if I tell my team says, okay, 5 years, okay, they will decide what they will do. It's not up to the inspector to make the approvals. It's up to the underwriting. So we document what we see and say, okay, that's fine. I give 5 years. I didn't find any leaks. The underwriter might say, no, I will not approve it. Too much excessive repairs, too old, denied. They need a new roof. Which is tough because realtors and buyers get frustrated and say, oh, but I paid you. You told me that was right. And now I don't have insurance. We cannot promise anything. So what you need to say is, we're going to do the 4-point. We're going to get the evaluation from the inspector. We're going to send to the insurance company, and we're going to see what they say and if they approved or not. It's not approved until it is approved. And what I say might be taken into consideration, might not. Who approves is not the inspector, is the underwriter. Okay. If I see a deficiency, okay, you fix it because I know that it's going to pass. But if I think it's okay, it might be okay, might be not. We don't know. Yeah, you can pressure wash it, you can paint it, you can put a lipstick in a pig, and usually works. I try to help you as much as I can. You see this picture how I was taken in an angle? This is very different from flat-faced, right? This one shows a lot of details. This one is hard to see, cricket tires. So we try to use angle 45 degrees, show in the side so they can't see as much to get you approved. I'm in your side. I don't work for the insurance. I work for you guys. That's the difference when you leave for the insurance to do, they take the pictures. They're more aggressive. Both are right. There's different opinions about the same thing. All right, it's roof. You want to know if you're going to pass. So for the leasing agents, all leasing agents, I know it's as is. Buyers don't want to do pre-leasing inspection. Nobody cares. Whatever. Let the buyers to find out. Guys, doesn't work this way. If you have broken tires, will not pass. Even if your inspector says it's okay, insurance is going to see the pictures, will not pass. It's better to know before. So I work with a lot of agents here, leasing agents, and they do a package. It's called pre-listing insurance. So we do 4-point wind mitigation for $350. We do 4-point and wind mates. We tell you everything that is going to be a problem. You fix it, and I go back again, and then do another one, and and then I even can transfer the name. So when you get your buyer, said, well, this is pre-approved by the insurance. We did the 4-point. We fixed what was pending. I have a clear 4-point. I can give to your name. This house is ready to close. And people love it. I have a lot of listing agents that does this. It's not a home inspection. It's just a 4-point wind mitigation. So we take this out of the way. On the electrical.
Thanks, Ether. On the roofs, I just had a 4-point done on one of my properties, and it came back 2 to 7 years left of the roof. Would you have not done that? Would you have just put in 5 years?
Hey,
or?
This inspector, I'm sorry, he doesn't know what he's doing. He has no idea what he's doing. He doesn't have the training. He doesn't have the experience. If you're on the buyer side, never call this guy again, because he's bringing too much problems. There is no 2 to 7. This doesn't exist. For the insurance company, you need to write 5 years. That's it. There is no 2, there is no 3, there is no 4. It's 5 or nothing. And 7 and 5 is the same. So this guy has no experience, no training. He doesn't know what he's doing. I'm sorry. Bad professional. Hire me. That's why I'm here. Guys, you need to work with the best. Call me for your next inspection. I'll do the right thing for you. People there, they don't know what they're doing. All right, so electric panel. There are some brands that are under recall. Zinsco, Federal Pacific, Sylvania, and Challenger. Those brands are under recall. Even if you say, well, there's some models that are approved, some models that are not under Challenger, doesn't matter. If any of those 4 brands, insurance companies want to get into the details because some of the panels are built with aluminum on the 80s, 70s, and 80s, 70s. Aluminum was very cheap, so they put aluminum everywhere. And there were some short circuits, strong short circuits. The aluminum melted and glued the circuit. The breaker didn't break. Home got on fire. I said, this is unsafe. You need to change the panel. So that's something that you want to know. Is my panel under recall? Do I have to replace the panel? And if you're selling a house, you want to know this before you sell, because these will not go away. And you have time. You can find, you can give a quote to 3-5 electricians, find the cheaper guy, wait a few weeks to get into your schedule, because everything that you do last minute is going to cost you double. You can change a panel for $1,500, and you can change the same panel for $5,000. The buyer is going to ask you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and he's going to get a crazy quote from a super expensive company. But you can get that friendly electrician from your neighborhood that is on the Chamber of Commerce, that everybody loves the guy. He's busy, so you have to wait 2 weeks for him to go, and it's going to cost you $1,500. So when you do with the listing side, you save your seller a lot of money. Okay, panel under recall, cloth wire. People call me all the time. This morning I was with Ronnie here, my inspector. Oh, I have cloth wire. Oh my God. Yeah, there's no discussion. You have a cloth wire, you need to replace the wire. And it can cost several $1,000s. This is unsafe because the cloth around, even if you have plastic around it, the cloth gets loose and brittle. Every time that you're going to dry your hair, Tammy, your hair is so beautiful. You have a beautiful, did you go to the hairdresser this week? You're beautiful. So do you have those 2,000 watts dryer? Yeah, that thing is very powerful. It's 2,000 watts. It's very powerful. As soon as you turn on, there's sparks that happens in between the wires. It's called voltaic arcs. I'm an electrical engineer, guys, so I know this well. It's a voltaic arc. And the arc is going to get on the cloth. The cloth is going to get on the insulation. Your house gets on fire. You cannot get cloth wire. You need to fix it.
Isn't that in the 50s and 60s houses and below? The cloth?
Yeah, 70s and below.
So you have to rewire the whole house, replace all of the cloth.
Yes. Sometimes the cloth is just one session. I even saw from the electricity provider to the service panel, sometimes on the service panel to distribution only, sometimes it's from the distribution to inside. Not always you need to replace the entire house.
Okay.
Sometimes they did an upgrade. They told you, oh, the house has been rewired. And we found out that between service and distribution was not. And it's just a partial. So we need to take a look and see how much and what they have to do. But if you have those, you need to fix. And I'm saying that because citizens will take Anaconda. This is the one here. It's called Anaconda because they have plastic inside. They will approve, but I wouldn't. So the home inspection report, I say Anaconda wire should be replaced. But on the 4-point, I'm going to say Anaconda plastic insulated wires. And citizens will might say, okay, that's fine. I give you insurance. So you see, not everything that insurance does is even safe for them. And sometimes they go in the opposite direction. They find problems where it shouldn't be. So it's always, we never know what the underwriter is going to say. Okay, the other one is double tapping. Double tapping, it's very simple. Double tapping is very simple. A handyman went there to install a cloth dryer that was not before. She just put 2 wires in the breaker. The breaker is not the place to make connections. If you're gonna make connections, you need to use a wire nut. It's so easy, but nobody does it, and it's not accepted because that's fire hazard. You're adding load to the breaker. We need to do the load balancing. The right way to do is to put a waffle breaker and use another breaker just for the additional circuit. You need to check if the wire matches the breaker. You cannot have double capacity of the wire that is not compatible with the breaker. And too much volume of copper can make this wire loose, create sparks. You cannot have it. It's very simple. You can fix this from $50, 75, 100. Very simple repair. Simple to do. Now, if you have rusting on the panel, you cannot have rust on the electrical contacts. Then you have to replace the panel as well. So little things that you want to have us to take a look. And grounding, houses from the 60s, yeah, you need to have grounding. That's the only code that is required to be implemented. Okay, so no fire hazard, no roof leaks. You have to have 5 years remaining, and no plumbing. Plumbing, water heaters, they cannot be with risk of leaks, right? If you have excessive rusting on the bottom and on the top, the water heater rusts from inside out. So if it's rusted, it's approaching end of life. Another one is polybutylene pipes. So those pipes are used on the 80s because they're very cheap. They found out later that the pipe can interact with the alkaline fluor minerals from the water. It can get loose, and then you have a water burst. So it's high risk for the insurance. They don't want it. Some insurance will not give you insurance. Some others are going to charge you more. It's always a problem. And then when you resell the house, the new buyers want to negotiate $15,000 cost of replacing the pipes. So it's always something. It's always a phantom right there. Cast iron pipes, if you have them on the 70s as well, might cost you a little more on the insurance. And you cannot have leaks on the pipes and improper repairs.
Do you
So
scope,
yes.
those pipes? I mean, do you offer that service of scoping
Yeah.
those pipes?
Yes, all my inspectors have cameras. We charge $350. We go there, scope quickly the main line to have a good idea of the overall condition. We don't want to remove toilets, and we don't because we're not plumbers. We don't want to check all the branch lines, just the main one to see, well, it looks good. You
Is
should.
that just for cast iron, or do you do it on all? I mean, would you recommend it on, all properties, or just properties that have cast iron?
Our recommendation is only for cast iron given the high risk. However, we got a situation that the buyer had a house. We saw the manhole on the road. We saw the sewer, and it was PVC, but it was a straight line. We saw the clean out, and there was like 3 or 4 trees on the way of the pipes. and say, oh my God, having trees on the way of the pipes is never a good idea. We recommend to do a scope, and we did a scope. It was broken. The trees certainly broke the pipes with the roots. So it depends on the case, but most of the times the cast iron is the only risky situation. Water heaters, yeah, they updated, right? You have new pipes here, so you cannot have more than 20 years on water heaters, and AC both needs to be less than 20 years old. Water heaters and AC needs to be less than 20. So very old water heaters, and you cannot have any leaks coming from dishwasher or clothes washer. Cannot be leaking. We take a quick look on leaks on the bathroom as well, because overall you cannot have any leaks. So bottom line, very quickly, no leaks, no roof leaks, no plumbing leaks, no leaks on the appliance. Everything in appliances needs to be less than 20 years, especially water heater and AC. Safe electrical installation, and that's it. Doing at 4-point pre-listing is a good idea, so you can avoid headaches on your deal. The buyer will do anyway because they need approval for the insurance, and the bank needs the 4-point the insurance, so they have the collateral for the deal. They're giving you $500,000. How they make sure that they're going to receive the money? Well, they have an insurance. So lender doesn't approve without insurance, so you don't have a deal with a mortgage without insurance, and deal doesn't close without 4-point. You cannot get away. That's why I always tell leasing agents, do a pre-listing 4-point, you know. Some agents do, they pay their own money, and then they give to the title company, and they ask for reimbursement on the closing, because sellers don't want to pay. You pay, and you make your deal move for them. They're going to love you. Those are what I want to present. Only half hour. I think I went 5 minutes over. I want to respect the time here. If you have any questions, I have my cell phone number. Give me a call. I always post a lot of things on Instagram, tips, tricks, maintenance, ideas. It's a good channel. We can be connected there as well. I hope to see you soon, guys. Don't hesitate to give me a call. Let me help you in your deals.
All right. Thank you, Cesar. Appreciate it.
You're amazing. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, I'm here to provide knowledge. Even if you have the guy that you love, I'm available to help anybody. You know, just give me a call. Let me answer your questions. I like to help people.
All right, Cesar, would you mind, if you haven't already, put your, I know it's on the screen right now, would you mind putting your favorite contact information in the chat before you go?
Yeah, I'll do it right now.
Because we're going to be on here for a little bit talking, and so they'll be able to access that.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for coming, Cesar. Appreciate you. All right. Any question? There you go. Thank you. And your cell phone if you can. Awesome. Thank you, Cesar.
Thank you. I'll drop. Bye-bye.
Awesome. All right, guys. Any questions about FRI? What's going on? Anything else you guys want to talk about before we go today? Did you guys get anything out of that? You did? Awesome. Fantastic. Daryl Hunt from Orlando.
Hey, is our marketing girl Michelle?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, I emailed her, but I never used marketing at the company I should. Stupid
Yes.
that I don't. But I want to see if she knows how to do a Google Earth picture with the lot outlined. I don't know if she can do that, but maybe she can teach me how to do it.
How to get like the aerial view and then screenshot it. And I'm sure she can Canva it and stuff like that.
Okay,
But
cool.
I'm able to do that, but I think it's through Canva, which she should be able to do it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? So that's Michelle Machado. She is there to help you guys with your marketing stuff. If you ever need flyers for an open house, or you need help with your social media accounts or anything like that, she'll be happy to help you guys. It's a service we provide. If you want extra services outside of all of the regular stuff, after hour stuff, she'll work that out with you as well. Any other questions before we go? You guys like that? Everybody like that? Awesome. All right, guys. Well, if no other questions, going once, going twice. Any announcements we need to make? I don't think so. Everything's great. The month is coming to an end soon. You guys are doing well again this month. Daryl.
Sorry, I talked a lot. Anyway, someone on the site, on the Facebook page, was asking about signs.
Yes.
And FRI, do you guys still use Ray?
Yes. Still graphics.
Okay.
I think it's graphicsfl.com or something like that.
Yeah, he's in Mineola, and he ships. I couldn't drive there one time, and he shipped my signs to me.
Fantastic.
But he was really good
Great.
and cheap. It was actually cheap. So
It was good. Good. Yeah, we buy a lot of signs from. That's where we get our corporate signs and everything else. So we do a lot of business with them. All right. And so I'm going to put that in there. It's you're going to have to Google it, which I Googled it yesterday or the day before for one of you guys. But it's I'm going to write Graphics Direct. Just Google Graphics Direct and it'll give you their website. And they're in Mineola. If you're looking, it's the Claremont area, but they will ship to you, like Daryl said. Any other questions before we go? Guys, now's your time to do this. I will tell you, one of my pet peeves is when we get off these calls and you guys email me a bunch of questions that you could have asked in front. I'll get like the same question from 2 different people. So the point of this whole thing is you guys have FaceTime with me so you can ask me questions. There are no dumb questions. Other people probably have the same question you have. So it's good to get it out there, and I like to share it with everybody at once. I don't mind answering your questions individually, but when I just get off the forum, I'm like, you could have asked me on the forum. So please feel free to. And if you do have something like private or whatever, that's fine. But if you have a general question, it's good to ask now because somebody else is probably wondering. It's not the top of their mind, but it'd be something they might come across later. So if you think of something, ask it. Like that sign question. That was a great question because I get asked that question a lot. In fact, yesterday I had to Google it for somebody, their website, and send it to them. So feel free. Any questions? Going once, going twice. All right, guys. I will see you next week. We'll have possibly a lender. We've got rates they keep talking about them going down, and they're inching down, inching slowly down. Hopefully that keeps up. But until we have some kind of seismic change, I don't think there'll be a big seismic change in the rate of business, the rate of buyers, mortgage applications, et cetera. But hoping to get some news on that, and we'll see what we have for you next week. Thank you, everybody. Have a good week.